So good afternoon all. So up to now we discuss the basic concepts. So what is a variable? So how to declare the variable and operators. So after that we discuss about the flow control. Okay. So now based on these concepts in today class we are going to solve some problems. So today's agenda is we are going to solve some problems. So example programs we are going to discuss. So everyone try to give the response in the chat box. Okay, so let us start. The first one is reverse the digits. Reverse the digits. So write a program. So write a program to reverse the digits of a given two digit numbers. So for example, if I give 45, the output is 54. So write a program to reverse the digits of a given two digit number. This is the two digit number 45. Now I want to print 5 4 as a output. Okay. The input is the input will be a single line containing an integer. So what is the output? The output should be a single line containing the reverse of the given two digit number. What it means? I give 4 5. So 45 in one line. So after that, the reverse of this number is also should be print in a single line. So print in a single line. Okay, so this is the example here. If I give 21, now what is the expected output? 12. Okay, so how we can solve this problem? So how we can solve this problem means in many ways we are going to solve this problem. I solve this problem like this. I take the number. First, I am going to read the number from the keyboard. For example, it is a 54. I store this number in a variable n. Okay. So after that, I am going to print each digit as output. So how we can find each digit of a number? So for example, I enter 54. 54. So how I identify the last number means if I find the remainder percentage 10. So 54 percentage 10. So modulus of 10. That means it returns 4. So 54 percentage 10. So the remainder is 4. Okay. So after that I update this number like this 54. So floor division 10. Now we get the 5 as an answer. Now again I take this number and I perform percentage 10. I perform this operation. I got 5. So at the time only I am going to print the 5 on monitor. So after that, again I am going to divide this 10. Divide this 5 with 10. I got the 0 as answer. So I repeat this process until this n value greater than or equals to 0. This is the condition. Okay, already we discussed this same logic in our previous programs to find sum of digits. Okay, here the program is we are going to reverse the string. We are going to write a program to reverse the digits of a given two digit number. So 45, 54, 21, 12. So 54, the expected output is 45. Okay, now we write this program. So you are going to read the n value. N equals to int of input. Now you are going to print the number in reverse order. So I am going to write while loop, while this n greater than 0. N greater than 0, what we are going to do? You are going to print the numbers in reverse order. So n percentage 10, n percentage 10, you are going to print and update the n value. N equals to n, so floor division 10. That's it. So the program is over. So first we save this program. Okay, if I enter so 54, so 4 5 as a answer, but in description they specifies that in description they specifies that the output should be a single line. The output should be a single line. So here we are going to use just wait. Here we are going to use end. End equals to, that's it. Okay, here I write end. So now if I give 54, so 45 is the answer. Okay, so next, this is the answer. So next program, so between 25 and 75. Here the program is so between 25 and 75. So write a program which checks whether the given number n is between 25 and 75. Okay, what's the input constant? The input will be a single line containing a number. The output should be a single line containing true if the number is between 25 and 75. False in all other cases. False in all other cases. Okay, so what is the problem here? You're going to read an integer. For example, the integer is 20, which is not between 25 and 70. So the output should be false. So for example, if I enter a number 45, that is in between 25 and 75. So you are going to print true. Okay, if you enter 20, it print false as output. If it is 45, so true as a output. Okay, so how we solve this problem? So how we solve this problem? We are going to read the n value. So for example, the n value is 20. So after that, here we are going to print two statements. One is true, another one is false. Another one is false. So if face these situations, these type of situations, we are going to use branching. Okay, very good. So here we are writing one if statement. If else, if true, else false. So what is the condition for true? That specifies that the n is between 25 and 75. So 25 and 75. So how we can represent this instruction to computer? How we can represent 25 and 75? Here we are using n greater than 25 and n greater than 75, and you combine these two instructions with logical operator and. If n greater than 25 and greater than 75, you are going to print true value. Okay. Else you are going to print false as output. That's it. Now we are going to execute this program. You're going to read n value. So after that, you're going to check if this n greater than 25 and n greater than 75. You are going to print. What is the output you are going to print? The output is true. So T capital, true. Else print false. That's it. Okay. If I execute this program, if I give input 20, now it prints so false as output. Yes, it is not greater than, less than only. Sorry. If you are giving the 20, it returns false. If I give 40, it returns true. If I give 75, it returns false. Okay. So this is the solution. So next problem. So exam result. So write a program that reads the student marks as the input and prints pass or fail. Here also we are going to print two statements, either pass or fail. So when you are going to print pass here, if the student has scored so more than 50, so more than 50, we are going to print pass. In all other cases, print fail. Okay, so more than 50, you are going to read the n value, and if the n value is so greater than 50, so that is a condition. That means if n greater than 50, n greater than 50, then you are going to print pass. So else case, you are going to print fail. Now everyone please give the response in the chat box. So write this program. You are going to read the n value. Everyone please give the response in the chat box. You are going to read the n value. Yes. Very good. Okay. If you have laptop, so try to execute now only. These are the small programs. You can complete in 1 or 2 minutes only. Okay. Here the n value. So this is the marks. So I define this as a marks. So what is the condition here? If the marks is greater than 50, then you are going to print pass as output. Otherwise, fail. That's it. So this is the program. If I give 51, it returns pass. If I give 50, it returns fail. If I give 75, it returns pass. If I give 25, it returns fail. Okay. So this is the solution. So next problem. Square or rectangle. So given the length and breadth of a box, check if it is rectangle or square. Okay, so what is the condition here? So how we can determine that? So this is the rectangle or square. How we can find that? Here we are going to enter two numbers. One is L, another one is breadth. If these two values are same, then we say that. So then we say that if the L equals to B, then we say that this is the square. So rectangle is nothing but these two are not same. Okay, so very good. So now we are going to write. I hope you all are understand the problem. You are going to read two numbers from the keyboard. So you are going to take L equals to int of input and B equals to int of input. So after that we are going to print either rectangle or square. Okay. If we can write this problem in two ways. If L not equals to B, that is rectangle, else it is a square. Or you can write if L equals to B, you are going to write square here, else rectangle here. Okay, so let us execute this program. Let us write the program first. You are going to read L. So L equals to int of input. So breadth equals to int of input. That's it. So after that, you are going to print either square or rectangle. So when we are going to print the square, if L equals to B, then we are going to print square as output. Square as output. Else you are going to print so rectangle as output. That's it. Okay. If I enter so L and B, so both are same, then it prints square. If I print 6, 5, it prints rectangle. Okay, same program we can write like this also. L not equals to B, then it is rectangle. Then it is rectangle. So otherwise it is square. The same program. If I give 6, 6 square. If I give 56, 54 rectangle. That's it. So this is the solution. Instead of L and B, here I am taking N1, N2. Okay. So next problem. So bonus salary. So bonus salary. A company decided to give a bonus of 5% to an employee. So 5% of bonus for an employee. If, so this is the condition. If his or her years of service is more than 5 years. If the service is more than 5 years, that means greater than 5 years. If it is greater than 5 years, then the company decided to give a bonus of 5%. Okay, so write a program that reads an employee salary and years of service. Here we are going to read two numbers. The first number is salary. The first one is salary, and the second number is the year of service, years of experience. Okay, years. You are going to read years and decides whether the employee gets the bonus or not. Okay, if he get the bonus, you are going to print how much bonus he get. If he was not eligible for the bonus, then you are going to print no bonus as output. No bonus. Everyone try to give the response in the chat box. What is the condition here? After if statement, so what is the condition you are going to write? Here you are going to read the two variables, sal and year, and if you are going to check what is the condition here, year, the year is greater than 5, then only you are going to do some operation to find the bonus. So else you are going to print the message no bonus, no bonus. Okay, so this is the example. Here the first one is 25,000 and the years of service is 3. Here, so 3 is less than 5, so 3 is not greater than 5, so it prints no bonus as output. Here in second case, so this is the salary 50,000 and years of service is 6 years, so 6 is greater than 5, so he is eligible for the bonus and you are going to calculate the bonus. Okay, how we can calculate the bonus? So what is the percentage? 5%. So 5% into salary by 100. So by 100. Okay, here so 50,000. So 5 into 50,000 we got so 25,000.0 by 100. So it prints 25,000.0 as output. Okay, so now we write the program. So we are going to read two numbers. First one is salary, so int of input. So what is the next one? Service. I read the value into a variable y. Input. So now what is the condition here? If so y greater than 5, you are going to write some, you are going to do some operation. So first we are going to write the else, otherwise you are going to print no bonus, no bonus. Okay, that's it. Now if it is the y is greater than 5, then you are going to print, so 5% of this salary. So you are going to write so 5 into salary, so divided by 100. Okay, for sake of understanding I put this 5 into salary in brackets. Okay, we execute this program. For example, I enter the salary 25,000 and the number of years are 3, so it prints no bonus as output. If I give so 50,000 and number of years are 6, then so 5% is bonus, so 2,500. Okay, so next program. So this is the solution. So next program. So valid triangle. So given 3 angles of a triangle, so write a program to check whether the triangle is valid or not. Okay, so now here we are going to print two outputs. One is it's not a triangle, it's a triangle. So here we are going to use if else. You understand like this. Okay, so if we are going to print a message it's a triangle, and in else you are going to print it's not a triangle, it's not a triangle. Okay, what is the condition here? A triangle is valid if the sum of its 3 angles is equal to 180 degrees. So that means here we are going to read 3 numbers and these 3 numbers are equals to 180, then we say that it's a triangle, otherwise it's not a triangle. Okay, so now we are going to write the program. Here the input is in 3 lines, the first line, second line and third line. The first line of input will contain the first angle of triangle, the second line of input contains the second angle of the triangle. The third line of input will contain the third angle of the triangle. Here, so 80, 90, 100. Here, 270 as an answer. So it is not triangle. So triangle is always 180. The sum of all the sides are 180. If the sum of three angles is equals to 180, it's a print, it's a triangle. In all other cases, print, it's not a triangle. Here in the second case, 60 plus 60 plus 60. So this is 180. So here we print, it's a triangle. It's a triangle as output. Okay. So now we write the program. So three sides S1 equals to int of input. Okay. So S1, S2, S3. Here you are going to print if, so based on a condition. So S1 plus S2 plus S3. So if these three summation is equals to 180, then you are going to print a message. What is the message? It's a triangle. It's a triangle. Else print it's not a triangle. Okay. Now we execute this program. If I give 80, 90, 100. Sorry. Yes, 3. So 80, 90, 100. It's not a triangle. If I give 60, 60, 60, it's a triangle. We execute one more time. If I give 40, 80, 60, it's a triangle. Why? The summation of these three sides, 40 plus 80 plus 60, that equals to 180. So it's a triangle. Okay. So this is the solution. So we move to another problem. So lucky number. So given two integers, they are considered a lucky pair if one of them is 6 or if their sum or difference is equal to 6. Okay, here also you are going to print so two statements as output. The first one is lucky. So lucky. The second statement is not lucky. Not lucky. Okay, so when you are going to print the lucky means the condition is here you are going to read two values. That means, for example, I read 10 and 6. So they are considered a lucky pair. These two are called as a lucky pair. If any one of them is 6, if in these two numbers is there 6, then we say that it's a lucky pair. Or the sum of these numbers, that means if it is a n1, so this is the n2. What is the condition here? So n equals to 6, or n2 equals to 6, or so n1 plus n2 equals to 6, or another condition is difference, n1 minus n2 equals to 6. Here we are finding the difference. So n2 minus n1 equals to 6. Just wait. That's it. Okay. So here we are going to consider 5 statements. Say a equals to 6, or b equals to 6, or say a plus b equals to 6, a minus b equals to 6, and b minus a also. Okay, here I am taking the variable names as n1, n2. Okay, if any one of these statements is true, so n1 equals to 6, or n2 equals to 6, or n1 plus n2 equals to 6, or n1 minus n2 equals to 6, or n2 minus n1 equals to 6. Any one of these condition is true, then we say that it's a lucky pair. In all other cases, we say that it's not lucky. Okay, so now we write the program for this. So we are going to read two numbers. So n1 int of input. So n2 equals to int of input. Okay, so we read two numbers. Now what is the condition here? So if you are going to print lucky, or we print, so what is the message? So not lucky. Print not lucky. Okay, so what is the condition here? The condition is n1 equals to 6, or n2 equals to 6, or n1 plus n2 equals to 6, or n1 plus n1 minus n2 equals to 6, or n2 minus n1 equals to 6. Okay, in all these cases we are going to print lucky. In all remaining cases we are going to print not lucky. Okay, we execute this program. Okay, so we are going to give 6 1 as output input. 6 1, it is lucky pair. If I give 5 4, 5 4, so not lucky. So if I give, so 15 9, 15 9, 15 9, now it prints lucky. So why? So this is the n1 not equals to 6, n2 not equals to 6, n1 plus n2 not equals to 6, but 15 minus 9, so this equals to 6. So we are going to print the lucky as output. Okay. So this is the solution. So next program. So greatest among three numbers. So greatest among three numbers. So write a program which prints the greatest among the given three numbers. In our previous classes, we see a program that is the greatest of two numbers, the biggest of two numbers. So that means you are going to read the two values 2, 5. In this, we are going to find the biggest number. Here, the problem is you are going to read three numbers. So three numbers from the keyboard, and you are going to print the biggest of the greatest number in these three numbers. The input, first three lines we are going to give, and output is a single line that contains the greatest among the three numbers. Okay, in this 2 5 7, So 7 is the greatest number. We are going to write the program. So how many cases we have? If you are reading the three numbers, so n1, n2, n3. So how many cases we get? Everyone please give the response in the chat box. So n1, n2, n3. So how many cases we get? We get so 3 cases. Maybe n1 is big, or n2 is big, or n3 is big. In these situations, we are going to use if case. If, else if, and else. Okay. So how we can check? So first you are going to take n value, n1 greater than n2 and n1 greater than n3. So this is the first instruction. If it is false, then you are go for else if. Here we check n2 greater than n1 and n2 so greater than n3. If it fails, and finally we have only n3, so you are going to print so n3 as a big. Okay, so here we have so 3 cases. So we are going to use so else if. So we are going to read so 3 numbers. So I take so 3 variables n1, n2, n3, and I check if n1 greater than n2 and n1 is greater than n3, then you are going to print n1 as output. Else if n2 is greater than n1 and n2 is greater than n3, then you are going to print n2 as output. Or else you are going to print n3. Okay, here we are going to take 257 as an example. 257. So 21 means n1, 5 means n2, 7 means n3. The first one, so n1 greater than n2, that means 2 greater than 5, and so 2 so greater than 7. Here so 2 greater than 5, so this is false, so we move to else if. n2 5 greater than 2 and so 5 greater than 7, 5 greater than 7, so this is true, so this is false. So true false, here we are using AND operation, so false only. So we are going to else block and print n3. What is n3? 7, so 7 is out. Okay, we execute this program. I give so 2, 5, 7 as a input. It returns 7, so 7 is the biggest number. Execute one more time. So 10, 11, 16, so 16 as a output. Okay, so now we move to next problem. So what is the problem here? Special number. So write a program to read a single line of input which is a 2-digit integer. Now we are going to print special number or normal number. So 2 cases. We got 2 cases. So one is special number, another one is normal number. So that means here we are going to use if else. If else. In if you are going to write the special number, you are going to print the special number, and in else you are going to write the statement normal number. Normal number. Now here, what is the condition? The sum of digits is 7. You are going to read a number. The sum of these two digits is 7, and that means 6 plus 7. If it is equals to 7, then you are going to print the special. If any one of the following conditions, that means here three conditions, 1, 2, 3. If you observe that, so 1, 2, 3. They specifies three conditions, and they specify that if any one of the following condition. So any one means when you are combining these expressions, you are going to use R. You are going to use R. Okay. Now, so coming to first condition. What is the first condition? The sum of digits is 7. That means the first condition is the first two digits. So let us assume n1 plus n2. If it is equals to 7, or what is the second one? So one of the digit is 7. So one of the digit is 7. That means so n1 or n2 equals to 7. So this is the second condition. That means here we check n1 equals to 7 or n2 equals to 7, or the number is multiple of 7. The number is multiple of 7. For example, I read 67. 67. Now the sum of digits 6 plus 7 is not equals to 7. So one of the digit is 7. So you are going to print the special number. For example, 49. 49. In this, the sum of digits are not 7. So one of the digit is 7. No, the number is multiple of 7. So how we find it is multiple of 7 or not? Everyone please give the response in the chat box. So how we can find the number 49 is multiple of 7. So 49 is multiple of 7 is nothing but here you are going to perform so modulus operation. Yes, very good. With 7. If we got equals to 0, then so this condition is true. Okay. In all other cases, you are going to print normal number. Here the 67 satisfies second condition. One of the digit is 7. So we print special number as output. Similarly, 36. In the 36, it does not satisfy any condition, any of these three conditions. So it prints normal number as a output. Normal number as a output. Now we are going to execute this program. First we write the program. You are going to read the number here. Here I am going to take this n as a string only. So why? I am going to determine these two numbers. One is n1. For digits, let us take d1. Digit 1 equals to digit 2 equals to. For example, I read 45. If I read so 45. So this is the string format. So this is the n, this is the 0th index, this is the first index. So in D1, I'm going to store n of 0, n of 0. In D2, n of 1, and these are in the string formats. So I convert these numbers as integers. Okay. So I write int of n of 0, and in D2, I'm going to store int of n of 1. That's it. So n equals to input, and here I'm going to read this value into one number int of n. Okay, so that means if I read 45, n equals to 45, but it is in the string format. We cannot perform any mathematical operations on this n. So I divide these 4. I store this 4 in D1 as a number. Similarly, 5 is stored in D2 as a number integer, and I'm going to convert this n and store in this num variable 45. Now what is the difference between n and num? So n is also 45, but it's in the form of string format. Here also the num equals to 45, but that is in the form of integer. Okay. Now we are going to write the program. Logic here. What is the problem? You are going to write print two conditions. If you are going to print special number, else you are going to print normal number. Okay. So what are the conditions here? The condition first one is the sum of the digits is 7. So what is the sum here? D1 plus D2 equals to 7, or either so these any of these digit is equals to 7. That means so D1 equals to 7, or D2 equals to 7, or the number NUM, so percentage 7 equals to 0. In all these cases, we are going to print any one of these condition is true, then you are going to print that as a special number. Okay, you can write this program in many ways. Now we are going to execute this program. I give 67 as input. It's a special number. It prints 67 as a special number. And another case 36. If I give 36 normal number, it prints normal number as a output. Okay. So this is about today class. So this is the solution here. Here I am taking a 7 as a one variable, and I store the summation n1 plus n2 here. Okay. So this is about today class. So next class we are going to see more programs. Okay. So thank you all. So we meet in next class. Yes.